Hey everyone, I wanted to take a few moments to introduce you to the executive summary in Benchworks online reporting and show you some quick tips and tricks for getting the most out of it. The executive summary is an interactive tool that combines static reports throughout our online system into an interactive dashboard layout. So you can hover over visuals to surface quick options and dig deeper. It's a great place to start if you're new to the system, or if you're not as experienced with data, or just want to explore. You can access the executive summary easily from the View Reports tab in the online reporting. Just click the executive summary hyperlink next to that green Go button in the middle of the page. If you're elsewhere in the View Reports tab, you can use the left navigation panel to easily get there as well. Once you click the hyperlink, it's going to open in its own tab or window depending on your browser, and once it loads, you're ready to go. You'll notice right away that it's much more visual than the static reports in the rest of the site, and it's interactive. So you can hover over a data point and get pop-up options to drill deeper. This makes it really easy to explore. In this example, we're looking at data from the Akuhoi Benchworks resident assessment for on-campus housing. So we'll have some content that's specific to on-campus housing, but the features and functionality work the same regardless of which survey you use. This initial dashboard pulls high-level metrics from across the online reporting into one place to give you some quick overall insights. I see modules like recommendations and professional standards, but right away, I'm most interested in this one at the top, major indicators of performance. This shows the mean scores for the overall factors on our assessment. To the right are indicators for how our scores on those factors compare to other programs that use the assessment, and it's all color coded for quick insights. When I hover over the factor name, I get options to drill down more. The first one is factors, which takes me to a view of all of the factors in that particular factor group. Factor groups are easy to remember. The satisfaction factors group are those that are related to satisfaction. The overall learning group are those that are related to learning outcomes. And the overall program effectiveness group is every factor in the survey. And that's where I like to start. So I click factors, and quickly I get a view of every factor on the assessment, our mean score, and they're ranked from highest to lowest. So quickly I get a sense that we score really high on things like safety and security, student staff, and community environment, and that we may have some work to do on things like dining services and learning outcomes related to sustainability and self-management. Now, like the main dashboard, this one also lets you click and drill down, which is really great if you want to learn more about a particular factor, or if you don't necessarily remember what questions are in a specific factor. Like me in this case, I don't remember what questions are in the learning self-management factor. So when I hover over it, I can click questions. And this takes me to a drill down that's similar to the overall view that shows every question in that factor with the mean score ranked highest to lowest. So in this case, I can see that learning self-management relates to outcomes like solving your own problems, balancing social work and academic commitments, and managing your time. You can also keep drilling down from this view. So you can view results for any of these questions by populations on your campus or by particular residence hall or floor in the case of on-campus housing. So when I do that for this question, I quickly see the mean score on that question for every residence hall on campus. So I can see in general that a few of our halls are performing at goal while one is really underperforming. So I can use these data points to quickly have conversations with staff, come up with action plans, or spot areas on campus that there are good strategies and practices going on that I may be able to apply elsewhere. So really quickly, just by looking at a few high-level data points and drilling down, we get actionable insights. And what's great about the executive summary is that you can take this high-level approach and dig deeper into anything. Let's look at another example at the start of the executive summary. By the way, anywhere in here, you can use this left navigation panel to navigate to go to a specific topic or to click overview to go back to the main dashboard. In this case, I want to drill into recommendations. Recommendations surfaces insights from the regression analysis and finds factors that are statistically the top predictors of the overall factors on the assessment. In short, you're more likely to improve the overall experience of your students by focusing on improving the scores on the top predicting factors versus those factors that statistically have little to no impact on the overall factors. It defaults to showing the top predictor for your campus and its mean score. But you can click more to view all recommendations and to see all of the factors on the resident assessment or your assessment and where they score. So in this case, I can see there are three high impact factors for my campus: learning outcomes related to personal interactions and the negative consequences of substance use, and satisfaction with dining services. And I can see that the factor I was concerned with before, learning outcomes related to self management, is a low impact factor. So maybe I just want to keep an eye on that one versus making it a top priority for the year. Now, what's really nice again is that we can go back and dig deeper as we start to surface insights. So in this case, it's nice to know my top three high impact factors, but I want some more context. In particular, I'm curious to see how my factor scores compare to other institutions. So I can go on the left-hand panel and click external benchmarks to compare to other institutions. At first, I get the comparisons for just our top predictor and overall program effectiveness, which is great, but I want to see what that looks like for every factor. So once again, I go to that More button in the upper right. And in this case, I'm going to pick the second one that shows in what aspects does our institution score higher and lower than other institutions. When I click that, it then shows me that visual comparison to the three groups: our peer institutions, those in our Carnegie class, and all institutions. Overall, we're doing really well compared to other institutions. But in this case, there's one standout: that dining services satisfaction factor. We're scoring lower across the board, and it's a top predictor. So this may be where we want to focus our attention. And knowing that, I can drill down to the questions in this factor, compare results by residence hall or across populations, and better understand what's driving our students' perceptions of dining. This drill down high level approach is a really great way to get insights into your data. But we know it's not for everybody. Some people, for example, come in with particular questions that they want answered and may not know what topic it falls under or what visual on the dashboard to click into. For those folks, Classic View comes in really handy. Think of Classic View as an FAQ. It's structured as a list of the most common questions that folks have when they come into the system. And then you can click on that question to take you to the particular visual that helps you answer it. So for example, maybe I just want to know where we need to focus our attention, but I don't remember that it's called recommendations. But in this case, it nests the recommendations report underneath that question. So I can click it and it takes me to that same top predictor report I looked at before. And I was able to more easily get to it because I knew what question I wanted to answer and I didn't have to click around and try to find the visual. So, whether you're the type of person who likes to look at a particular question and get it out of the way, or you want to start high level and dig in deeper, the executive summary is a really great way for you to get access to all of those different reports in the system in an intuitive, visual way that lets you drill down and explore and find the data points that are most meaningful for you and your campus.